Now I gotta find my phone. Got water. Alright. I think I inadvertently got acting lessons my whole entire life. People taught me how to act. And I could act like this with this person because they dress like this and wear these labels, so you say these words. And then I go over here and these people are wearing these brands and these labels, and I say these words and I talk like this. And then I go over here and these people are wearing jerseys and numbers, and they're talking about numbers and stats and a game that never ends. It just goes back and forth for all time. And you talk like this with them. It's weird. It's all make believe. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hayoke empath. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things, and people are waking up to the make believe. The people that exist that want other people to believe that life is a certain way. I'm here to tell you to find how life is for you based on your vibrational frequencies. People think there's one Earth and they say there's 7 billion people on the planet. I think that's a bunch of hooey. There's not that many people on the planet, maybe 5. I don't know how. I mean, people keep dying, but yet the numbers keep going up, and more people aren't having babies, and heck, it's getting harder for people to have babies in a natural way even. Everybody's doing all that lab crap, that mad crazy science. If it can't happen in a natural way, they just can't accept that it's not supposed to be in this incarnation, and they just use their self-will and they get those shots and those injections, and then in vitro have babies with very fragile vibrational frequencies. Then they're born and it's like, what do I do with this kid, man? I can't soothe it. I can't, it's so sensitive. It has all these allergies. I don't know what to do with these. Love it anyway. Love it anyway. I can help. I can help with things to do with kids. I'm one of those kids. Anyway, so the make-believe walls are coming tumbling down. I was looking in social media a little bit today just to see what the climate is, the heart space is, and people are pissed about Miami. See, I grew up in Northern California. They've had some pretty gnarly fires there, and everybody gets their chance to experience life and all that it has to offer, and whether you experience it all in one incarnation or you stagger it out throughout several incarnations, everybody gets the chance to ride life. Good boy. Good boy. See what you're gonna do with it. It's gonna see what that free will's what people are gonna do with all that free will they're given. So I've been through hell, so I can't watch. I just can't, when it's in my proximity, what's in near me, I can't watch people suffer. I don't care if I disagree with them on things in life, topics, situations. It doesn't matter the color of their skin. It doesn't matter how much money they have in the bank. If I see someone that's struggling, that's having a hard time, I'm just gonna help them. I have so many, all this New Agers and all these love and lighters and these people waking, talking about the wake up. I'm like, hey mom, I wonder if people are gonna start putting their money where their hearts are. You know? I mean, money is just another means of energy. I was thinking about that today. Like, of all of the people in all of the lands, the ratio, I mean, there's a lot of people that are really struggling out there. There's a lot more people that are freaking becoming, like, I see it in the comics section, like, wherever these nonprofit are on social media, and they talk about, oh, we're here to help. The homelessness population, blah, blah, blah. Dude, these people get a paycheck every month to say that they care, as the number of homelessness just grows every day. It just gets worse and worse. And it's not because people want to live on the street. That is some bullshit misconception. I have seen in social media today that people are pissed because that Hawaii, that's their paradise. That's paradise lost. It's another paradise lost. See, the paradise, we never know how many freaking people die, and we're never going to know. We never have. Ever, 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 ever. As long as there has been make-believe, politicians, it's all make-believe. Laws, rules, regulations, it's all make-believe. We want to make you believe that our authority is rules over everything. It's all pageantry. Washington, D.C. is an extension of Hollywood. I mean, there's crossovers all the time. Ronald Reagan, who incidentally was very big into astrology, And now we're seeing it's coming to the crux, man. I wonder how long it's gonna take for this momentum to build, because people they're losing it, dude. People are straight up losing it, and it's so easy to rectify. It's so easy to avoid, diet, little exercise, some charity, That's the part that people fail in. People consider their jobs, what they get paid for, is like their contribution to society, and that's their service work. That's how they live in service. No, folks, that's how you buy the shit you want. That's all ego stuff. No, living in service and charity is, at the end of the day, you got nothing left. You get a phone call, and you gotta go sit with somebody that is like, at their wits' end, and they don't want to live no more. And then you gotta go listen to them and help them until they get off their emotional ledge for several hours. See, because these organizations aren't going to do it, so we got to step up to do this stuff. I've had a lot of training. I remember I got like this little card when I was in the Air Force, because I sat through this suicide training they gave me. I was suicide certified. I know how to read the sign. And I'm like, I've seen these signs my whole life, and I've also seen more than I've seen these signs. I've seen not other people just not give a shit about people. They just don't. They just don't. People don't care about other people. People only care about themselves and their own gratifications and their own comforts, and they don't want to disrupt them and give them up to freaking help somebody else. They don't. I've seen too much evidence of this. Not on a large scale. Little pockets. Little pockets. It does happen. I'm talking in general ways here. People take me in a literal way. I'm a Heyoka empath. What the fuck is the matter with you? Taking me in a literal way. That's so silly. So people are, as Robert was talking about the story of make-believe falling down. Joni Patry keeps talking about make-believe crumbling down. People are, people know how people are. It's just like, they just can't accept to see their shadow aspects, because they want to go along with everybody else, and they don't want a world to think that they don't know, like, they don't know how to read people. My whole life I have seen, like, assholes straight up being fucking, like, people love them. I'm like, why? They're a total jerk, dude. They're mean to people. They're not, and they're, it's all the psychology that comes with it. It's just how it is. Girls too. Like the girl, like the snob. Like, why does everybody like her? She's not even real pretty. You know? I mean, it's like, what is it that attracts people and makes people... I've been trying to think about that. Like, what is it that, like, makes... Is it, like... Do people like watching people that are, like, a train wreck? Or do they, like... I mean, what is it? I'm going to start thinking... Because I've been watching reels lately, and most of them I just scroll through. But I just am curious, like, why does the algorithm think that this is the shit I care to see? See, the algorithm has gotten me right. And my Google search is vast and extensive, and it's been... My digital print is pretty freaking like, when I think about, like, what security groups I've been a part of managing is in terms of number on the planet. Security groups I've been a part of. It's pretty vast. In a short period of time before I became a stay-at-home daughter, it's pretty big. And the people that I've connected with, it's a pretty big network, so to speak. So, I'm not really excited about the next part. I'm excited about the part after the next part. The part after next. But the next part isn't going to be a whole lot of fun, I don't think. Watching people's psychologies dissolve and stuff like that. And now that I do see in reels, like every now and again I'll see something where something like traumatic happens, something exciting happens, that, like, oh shit, like, oh wow. One of them, there's a young couple that saw a young girl that gave, like, the hand signal for help. She was being taken. See, people, that's the thing, man. They'll take you. You look like somebody you got the freaking nut job out there that just goes around and does whatever they want, and they never do anything to discipline themselves. They freaking just, they don't know what no is, and they start creating narratives in their minds where they're having an experience in their life, and it's entirely different than everybody else around them. Because everybody else, like, perceives this person, and this person is like, no, that, shit, how many, a buddy of mine freaking lost his life because he was with this girl, and they were on and off for a long time, and then they were sober and in their addictions together, and he had a promising future. Is like, he got accepted into, like, a renowned program in South Dakota or some shit, or one of those cold ass states for anesthesiology studies of some sort, like special, like, I don't know, where they go learn how to go drip extra special, right? Whatever, dude, that shit's all maybe. But he freaking went in to see this girl that he had, and she had gone back to another dude, and there's a shotgun, and my buddy Aaron freaking lost his life by means of a shotgun blast to his chest. And so I understand, I understand. I mean, you see it all the time. You got these, and then you got the mentality of the young or old. It doesn't matter. The people that just like, well, if I'm not gonna be with you, then nobody can. You know, and it's just the level of self will run a riot is just it's just getting scary. And then everybody's going around saying, but don't live in fear. It's like, fucking everything's fucking scary. You can't go to the store. Like the grocery store I go to, somebody got shot twice. In the last 6 months, somebody got shot. One guy got, like, it was traumatic for the community. Because the first one, it was like, nobody cleaned it up. It happened a late Saturday or Friday night, and then the next morning was Saturday or Sunday, and the town came out to do their early morning shopping. Nobody bothered to clean it up or come out until like 1 or 2 o'clock, and there is like snow on the ground still, so people are freaking pushing their carts through freaking snow and shit where the blood and everything is all. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Take some fucking initiative, dude. But those people want you to make believe that they're taking care of the cities and the towns and the streets and all the things that matter, It's all make believe, and it's coming out. All these people that paid themselves to do all these jobs didn't do it. They're having a thing right now on like down in Albuquerque, Interstate 40. I think that's the road we came out from Phoenix, or not from Phoenix, but from Flagstaff from. But this aqueduct like got too much water and basically dissolved, like the infrastructure came all up and everything, and then it like compromised an overpass, and it's like, what is with all of these? Like, it happens all the time here. Now, in Japan, there's like ginormous sinkholes and shit. And they just get hundreds of people to come in and work 3 shifts until it's done, right? Ooh, Mexico? Ooh, Mexico. Ooh, Mexico. New Mexico? Ooh, Mexico. No, it's like, oh, maybe you get 2 hours, maybe you get 3 hours, like, of work out of any employee out of any 8 or 9 hour day. Maybe. It's always like 3 guys working and 10 guys waiting around for something on their phones. And it's just like, we all done our part to get us to where the earth is now. And then I follow these pages with traffic and stuff like that, and things to look out for in New Mexico, and like people have been stranded in their cars for like 9 hours. 9 hours stranded in their cars. Like, where is the notifications to let people know that you can't drive across the state of New Mexico on Interstate 40 because there's parts of the road in Albuquerque that are closed north and east, both directions, east and west bounds. How come? I mean, aren't there like numbers that you can call? I mean, see, it's all this stuff is make believe. They all set up all these offices with all these office furniture and all their technology, and they have all their departments to serve it, to make sure that people shit, works, but it don't work. And it's going to get harder and harder for people to get things that they need. And it's going like more and more, technology and less cash, and, at the solar blasts and stuff. Maybe your shit'll work, maybe it won't, or store's going to let people have their stuff and come back, give you a rain check. You're gonna have, how much of the honor system are we gonna have on this planet? How much? I see that there's markets like in Colorado and or whatever, in places, little obscure places, they have their pilot stores where you scan your data, you go in and there's cameras everywhere, you get all your shit and you walk out and then you get a receipt with how much money you spent. You know? That's a lot of technology. That's a lot of upkeep. You know, what if you got the nut job tweaker that goes in and just starts swinging from the freaking cables? Taking a shit on the floor, just, you know, because people are fucking crazy on their drugs and shit. What are they gonna do there then? You know? Call the police. That's how it is in Taos. It's like there's drunk drivers everywhere. There's accidents, and then they don't go to jail. They don't stay in jail. I mean, there's people out here that have like 7, 8, 9 DUIs and shit like that. Like people in the Senate or Congress and shit, you know, people that tell them so. That happened to a judge, Mr. Iskey said recently in Omaha too. A judge got pulled over. She like passed out at the wheel or something like that. She got pulled over, because that's what people do that go around, don't you know who I am? They go around, do whatever they want. They just do whatever they want. There's no discipline. She had her fucking kids in the car, like young kids. I used to hear stories about that all the time when I went to when I hung out with friends of Bill W. Mothers that freaking would drink with their kids in the car. See, Mom never drank and did drugs and stuff like that. She'd go to the store and get those mini thins. They're like caffeine pills. And she'd walk all over town. But I've been trying to get her to smoke a joint my whole life. She just never, she just laughs and goes, no. You know. So, and for people that don't recognize and acknowledge the mainstream, you know, people are going to say, it's going to be different for everybody, the make-believe in their life. See, I came to I believe that there were people that I could call upon, you know, that would help me out when I really needed them. And the reality of it is everybody comes to a point that you got to handle shit on your own. And there's not always going to be people there. There's not always going to be people there when you need them. And so people got to figure out how to problem solve. And a lot of problem solving is just not getting yourself into shit that you're going to get into trouble with all the above. Most of my life, my mistakes has just been trying shit just to see, like, well, how bad could this blow up? How bad could this turn out? How bad could this be? You know? Life is a trip, man. Seeing those pictures of Maui, though, they look just like paradise, man. They look like so many, call it whatever you want. They ain't natural, dude. They aren't natural fires. Things are different. Things aren't done on the planet. The planet is not the same place that it was just a very short time ago. People are different. People are evolving into a very ego or spirit-driven based. You know, you're going to get more of the fanatics one way or another. You know, you're going to have more of the vigilante. I mean, what is a vigilante? I mean, if I see some fucking scumbag running and I see a cop chasing him, I'm going to tackle the scumbag. Right? If I'm in the grocery store and somebody freaking starts taking out a gun or something, let's see how this goes. I hope I get home to Mom safe, but there's all kinds of... You're in a store full of fucking weapons, dude. I mean, at first, at least, I want to hear in these environments, while everybody has their phone out and, I want to hear the prayer warriors. I want them calling out, if anybody is in here earshot right now, another 2 or more gathered in God's name, He will be there. We're all scared right now. This person is scared. They don't know what they're doing. They're not in their right mind. They're under extreme amounts of stress. I understand that. I'm here to help pray for this young person to help alleviate their stress. Robert's talking about how there's going to be more vigilant. It's not even vigilant. It's just people fucking fed up and want to stop scumbag doing their fucking scumbag shit, man. Because there's a lot of good people in this world. There's a lot of good people in this world. And they're just fed up with having to just, wait for justice to be served. Just keep waiting. They'll get theirs. Sometimes we get to help. Every now and again. How long have I been talking, running my mouth? 26 minutes. So it's going to be different for everybody. Their make-believe. They're going to wake up. Now, as a little girl, we watched a lot of those cartoons. And Mom had a boyfriend, Larry Hickey, and he was in Vietnam. And he was the first person that I ever experienced post-traumatic stress and alcohol blackouts and domestic abuse and things like that. He opened my eyes to a lot of things. But I also, one time when I was sitting on his lap, and we'd like gone to the grocery store, and he reached in, and he talked about symbolism and things like that. And he turned over the toothpaste, and it was made by Procter and Gamble, and it had like this witchcraft symbolism. It had it had stars and like a cornucopia type thing on it. And I was sitting on his lap, and he was like talking to people around him. I was sitting right on his lap, and I was looking at the picture, and so there's people that have been trying to provide information to regular people that don't know, because dude, we had no business in Vietnam. That's the thing, man, is we've never had any business in any of these other countries. Vietnam, Operation Desert Storm, all of those, Operation Iraqi bullshit, Afghanistan, we never had Syria, we never had any reason to bomb them with fucking drones, except for target it's just all been just the industrial military complex driven by a bunch of egomaniacal fucking limp dicks, dude. I did a video a few years back, 2017, $11 million is what the military system spent on male enhancement drugs, on fucking boner pills. $11 million. Veterans are all fucking broke, living in the street, we're used for guinea pigs with all kinds of pills. I don't take any pills the VA's ever given me. I saw a video today, a woman, they gave her 16 pills they prescribe her a month to take. It's just a business, man. It's just a business to make people sick until they die. And it's gross, and there's freaking better ways to live. It's way better ways to live. And the make-believers are freaking scared. All of those symbolism and all that, the stuff in the cartoons and the Pinocchio and all that stuff. Man, being around drunk people, for me, they had a meet and greet today at the Taos Inn, and I didn't go because I don't like going to bars, because there's sayings, if you want to get your hair cut, go to a barber. I don't want to drink, so I'm not going to go to bars a lot. And they did have a restaurant, but I didn't really want to spend $30 on a plate just for me. I mean, I would have brought it home. I would have got something for both me and Mom would have split, but God, man, the fucking amount of money that people want for their mediocre shit in Taos is, I find it very amusing. I find it amusing. So, but all this stuff that the whole, every, who I am on these videos, if you stand in front of me in real life, is who you're gonna get. I am, and always have been, the same version of myself at the job I've worked at. And I was even in the Air Force at the end of the fucking, that don't ask, don't tell shit, you know? I mean, all that stuff is like, if they like you, they're cool, they're gonna leave you alone. But if you're a dumbass and you don't really fit into the group, just like any place else, they're gonna find a rule, a regulation, a policy, or a procedure that you don't comply with. Therefore, your time in the military's done. Everything's a club. They tried to get me to they try, but I comply. I met all of the agreements because I was a chunky chicken, and so they put me on the weight management. A bunch of fat dudes said that my body wasn't proportionate, so I needed to satisfy their need, their desires for my body to be a certain criteria when theirs fucking sure as hell didn't fit any kind of fitness standard, and mine did. I just am short, and I always weighed a lot because my muscle weighs more than fat. But if you look at my PT history and shit like that, I mean, one time, and it's on record, you got a minute for sit-ups. I did 60 sit-ups in a minute. And I got degenerative arthritis in my spine even. And push-ups was 46. I think that was my highest, but it was always around 46, somewhere around there. I think you got 2 minutes for push-ups. Running sucked for me because I got bad ankles. But you guys, people had like, these guys with their big old fat, and I don't know, it was completely outdated, That's why it makes me laugh when they talk about, like, now where I was stationed was at Offutt Air Force Base, and right out the back gate there was Raytheon, and what's the other one? The other manufacturer of fucking death machines. Give us all this money so we can make devices to fucking kill people and defend the freedom of America and other lands, when ultimately, wait till these fucking cops start using, and the crowd to disperse. You ain't lived until your fucking brains have rattled with that. No. Everybody's gonna get their chance. See, and what I believe that is gonna happen with all the karma that's coming back around from America's Pluto return and shit, it's like, what have we done? What have we done since then? Things were like, not. There's still colonists. There's still the ego. There's still the hinderer and less helper. We're not into a better place. So what the karma, the consequences of freaking doing the same thing over and over and not coming out with a different result is that because we have gone to so many other countries and blown up so much shit and killed so many fucking people that didn't deserve to die, including do it to our own land, with all the pageantry and all the ooh, boom, boom, and oh, they're the bad guy in the cage, and get America, and oh, freedom, have a parade, motherfucker, drive a truck, wave a flag, and it's like, so now America's gonna get its chance, whether it's, fires that ain't right, natural, or, storms that frickin' ain't natural. Whatever it is, the people in just good old everyday America, it's going to look like war zones in regular people's neighborhoods. So they're going to get a little taste of what it's like. It's not going to be the same as like planes flying over and dropping, but it's not going to be like Red Dawn or nothing like that, I don't think. But still, there's going to be like fires and so many storms. And there's like, because I remember living in Omaha, and one night I looked out the window, man. When trippy stuff happens, God puts me and Mom in a bubble. Like, we are divinely protected, like where everything is slow motion, but it's going a million, you know. And this one time, Ben, you're so cute. Oh, man. This one time, I swear a tornado freaking came through across the road. And the next day, like, there were down trees everywhere. Like, there was detour, and the big old trees, you know? And I'm like, this is like a war zone. This has got to be what it feels like. And, you know, it's a trip. So everybody gets their chance to experience fucking scary shit. And if you haven't experienced scary shit, and you ain't out there doing fucking shit to help other people that have, that's pretty shitty too. That's pretty shitty too. I mean, it's not. I mean, it ain't cool to watch people suffer, man. And the whole world is like, la la la, love and light. If I just ignore that it's there, if it's, you know, ignoring fucking bad shit that happens in the world, don't make the bad shit go away. It just makes a whole lot of people that have had just really unfortunate, shitty things happen to them just for fucking being born on the planet, go through life going, God, why am I ignored? Why does nobody see me? Because people don't want to acknowledge how dark and gross the fucking planet is. Because they want to live in their make-believe world. Make-believe, love and light. You know, they spend tens and thousands of dollars shooting shit in their fucking face. But God forbid, get to know somebody that lives on the street, maybe co-sign a fucking lease for them for an apartment or something. Why doesn't that shit happen? People aren't as generous as they could be. Should be. Ought to be. My thing is, like Marge, every day, either you got to do a video or you got to go out in the world and do something for somebody else. That's my service work. You know? And I hang out with the freaking, I don't hang out with the freaking, see, I live in Taos, and there's opportunists everywhere. Let me help you heal. Come to this spa. Pay $1,000 to put some fucking mud on your face. Just some bullshit. Just some trendy make-believe shit, you know? Those aren't the people that need to heal. Those people will be alright. They're going to be alright. There's other people that need to heal. There's other people that need food to eat. Other people that need roofs over their head. Socks. Winter's coming up quick, man. It's going to be a hard winter. What are people doing? Because there's just more and more people that are unhoused all the time. Yet, how many people have, like, fucking houses all over the place? I mean, I know people have, like, 5 houses. They just have houses everywhere. It's like, what do you do with your houses when they're empty? Well, they sit empty. It's fucking waste, man. The whole world is such a fucking waste. So wasteful. So much waste. And it's all to feed people's, to make so people can create scenarios, make believe, so other people will have an idea. Well, if I dress like this, and I act like this, and I talk like this, and I work here, and I do these things, and I say these words, then people will think that I'm a decent person. I don't think that shit's ever really flown. How many people live like that's a thing? You know? Cracks of society are only getting wider. And then you see the same people that do the same things that get stuck in their cycle every year. Good boy. Good boy. The cycles in the Midwest, they freaking literally, they go big red. Go big red. Fucking sports, man. as far as I'm concerned, football is one game played back and forth forever, and this just the numbers just change, the stats just change. And it has nothing to do with ability or athletic ability. It's just all very contrived. I grew up with, and my dad and my brother, they liked the Giants, and having to listen to hours of fucking because we'd have to drive from Redding, California to Atascadero, and that's like a 8-hour drive, so that's like 2.5, 3 ball games. None of it was fun for me. None of it. Just you know what I started doing is recognizing the patterns in the nothing clap yay, nothing clap yay, something clap yay. It is just like there was a cadence in the score of the game. Not fun. I would like to do, and then I get a walk, and then I asked for a Walkman. I've been listening to headphones since I had a Walkman in the 80s, man. I always been listening to something. Life is better with the soundtrack, that's for sure. And I'd try and turn into the radios and try and get those radio shows and stuff like that. And then I try to imagine how they would make the sounds that they would make on the radio shows. And then later in life, I'd see TV shows and things like that of how they'd made sound effects and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, that's cool. Life can be pretty cool, or it can really suck. But the fact is I don't know, the little, I guess only 50% of the population like have a narrative in their mind. Everybody else is just like a low hum. Like they don't have that narration in their mind. They're just But it's changing. More and more folks are going to come online. Pretend world's over, man. Pretend world is over. For a while. I think it's cool how communities are not buying into the shit. They're not picking up what the proposed narratives are. People are calling crap, and you can see it more and more in the comments that are coming up. That's pretty cool. So things are changing. They're getting good. It's hard being a Heyoka, man. We find the shadow to light in everything. See, that's the thing when things are oh so wonderful. Plus, I got a Scorpio moon. That don't help nothing in my investigative mind. So we something comes forward that is oh so wonderful. I'll be happy to point all the ways that it's not, and how things could be so much better. It's just how my mind works. So I had a lot of criticism growing up, and so and then I've had a lot of training in a lot of ways. So you put those two things together, I got some good solutions. So cheers to the wake up from the make-believe, the imposed reality. There's several different versions of this earth. Which one are people gonna jump on? Which timeline are we gonna make things head in? And I'm talking to myself every time I go in. Am I gonna come from a place to love, or am I gonna frickin' just be more of the same out there too? Story unfolds. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.